Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review, and today we are taking a look at the 12-inch Spartan Yoroi from the Halo Infinite video game. This is a 12-inch budget figure. If you've seen my videos before, you'll remember that I reviewed the 12-inch Master Chief. So this Yoroi is a Japanese samurai armor that's unlockable. I believe once you reach level 5 in the Fracture Tenrai event, you can obtain this armor. It's really cool. There's a Spartan Yoroi action figure in the 6-inch line for the Spartan collection, and that figure is really hard to come by, and that commands crazy prices on the secondary market. This guy here, the 12-inch figure, I found this on eBay. For me, I don't really know where to find these 12-inch Halo figures other than buying them on Amazon. But once I got this in the mail, I was checking out the box, and the previous seller, he obtained this at Ross for $7.99. So probably in the future, I'm probably gonna start hitting up Ross stores. I always overlooked some like the cheaper stores like Five Below and Ross, and Marshalls. I always forget to check those stores out, and I do know that every now and then people will find like, harder to find action figures, and for me it's like I gotta start checking out those places, especially if they're carrying some of the Halo stuff, because I do love the Halo action figures. So this is Series 3 in the 12-inch line. So there's also a Spartan Palmer, Frederick 104, Master Chief, which we reviewed, and Spartan Yoroi, the Japanese samurai armor right here. I'm really interested in the Master Chief though, because this one is Master Chief from Halo 2, and then he's dual wielding the SMGs, so I kind of want that. All right, so let's get started. Now this armor set is really cool. It's very unique to the video game. It's unlike the previous Spartan armors, especially since it has like a very samurai influence to it. Alright, so first impressions in the tray. This figure looks fantastic. Now, I know a lot of collectors kind of sleep on these 12-inch like budget figures. Like, Spin Master, they have their line of 12-inch Batman and DC superheroes. Marvel dabbles with the 12-inch budget figures with their Titan heroes. But for me, I think I like them a lot just because, they're toys. They're not aimed at the serious collector. They're aimed at younger kids. The playability is really high. And even though the paint application isn't the greatest and the articulation can be somewhat limited, I love the fact that you're getting a very large action figure for a very affordable price. And if it's a character that you have an affinity for, it makes the deal even that much more sweeter. I love the color scheme on this with the red and the gold. When I first saw this figure, it really reminded me of Tom Cruise's character in the movie The Last Samurai, and also brings back memories of the old Capcom video game Onimusha. So, I mean, for me, this toy has that going for it, a little bit of nostalgia, but I'm also just a big fan of, like, samurai armor. Years ago in Las Vegas, there was an exhibit at the Bellagio, and then they were just showcasing samurai armor, and I remember we went to go check it out, and we lost a couple of hours in there. It was just so awesome, taking a look at up close the artistry that's involved and the craftsmanship. So there's something about the artistry of feudal Japan that really appeals to me, and the fact that it's kind of integrated into Spartan armor, I think is like the coolest thing. I love that it comes with the plasma sword. For me, this is one of the very iconic Halo weapons. There's some weapons that really stick out to me, like the Needler, the Carbine, Yeah, this looks great. It's made of a like a translucent blue plastic. Nice handle, some details sculpted on. And now we come to Spartan Yoroi. So this samurai armor, it looks really badass. Alright, so as I stated earlier, this is a 12-inch action figure line. This guy comes in at about 11, a little under 11 and a quarter. So he's not fully a full 12-inch figure. The detail looks great. Now the thing with these 12-inch action figures, regardless of who makes them, they're very flat when you view them from a profile. It's, you know, I'm guessing it's so it'll, you know, to accommodate the box size. Because the boxes that they ship in, these are, you know, they're always very small. So he has a very thin profile. The sculpting on him, it's decent. It's a little bit on the softer side, as you can see. But they don't. I don't think they're making too many compromises in terms of the detail. The armor plating, it still has a lot of like the kind of like ropes that hold all the plates together. You know, there's multiple layers of armor on this guy. You know, all the details are kind of relieved, so if you run your fingers over it, you can kind of feel all the different surface detail. And I do love the shade of gold on here. It's a bright gold metallic finish. Yeah, so here's Spartan Yoroi from front view, up close. Nice armor plating on his lower torso. Pretty unique looking knee pads. It's very different from the standard Spartan armor. I love the gauntlet detail on his arm. You know, there's some vents, some nice scribe lines. He has knuckle guards. Really well detailed. Venting on his abdomen. There's a socket on his back. So if you have one of the other weapons, like this one does not have a peg. But I believe some of the other 12-inch figures come with like rifles and like... I think some of the pistols, they might actually have pegs in them. So you can actually store the rifles on the back here. Again, very flat in terms of, you know, his posture. You know, very thin looking figure. Now, a lot of serious collectors always call these kind of toys like shampoo bottles. Just because, you know, they're kind of like hollow plastic. This one feels a little bit more solid than the average like 12-inch figure in this price point. Alright, so in terms of articulation, this guy's head rotates. It can look down. No, not all that much. Can't really look up. It's more so about looking forward. These decorative, I don't know, I was about to call them antlers on his forehead. They're made of a softer, rubbery plastic. Again, these has a nice gold metallic finish, as does his visor. His arms share a similar articulation to the Master Chief figure that we've looked at in the past. Let's get this guy into focus. Come on, focus. Alright. Yeah, for some reason this guy does not want to focus on my camera. Might be the lighting. Alright, so let's talk about articulation. His arms rotate. They go out, but you're hitting the armor plating here is hitting the top of his shoulder. So it's kind of unfortunate that it's kind of restricted, but it does rotate. Only goes out so much. His elbows do bend, and then they do swivel. His wrists, I think they might be articulated. Yes, his wrists are articulated. This one's a little bit stuck. Let me see if I can loosen it. I'll fix that later. In terms of his leg articulation, I have a feeling that his legs are going to be restricted from moving forward just because this is a really hard, tough plastic. There's not a whole lot of give. Even though there's a slit on the sides, it doesn't want to, like, every time you move it up, it's going to be forced down a little. His knees don't bend. There is no ankle articulation and no waist articulation. So this guy's pretty much very limited in his posing. But, you know, this is more so a child's toy. I don't think little children are that concerned about, you know, posability. It's more so just being able to play with it. And there's a plasma sword in hand. Yeah, so great figure. You know, for this figure being under $10, I think it's a steal. I know a lot of, it's like I said, I know a lot of collectors, you know, they kind of scoff at these 12-inch figures, but, you know, for what they are, I think they're great. You know, you get a good value, a nice large figure. They're great desk toys because of their size. Kids will be immediately drawn to them. It's fantastic. And if you're a customizer, there's like limitless possibilities with what you could do with these. In a future video, I kind of want to show off what my brother did with the 12-inch Master Chief. He took it from looking like a very plain figure to almost making it look like a premium collectible. It's kind of insane what he did with the paint job. So I'll probably hopefully share that in the near future. And I'm probably going to hand this figure off to him also. See if he can work his magic on this guy and make this guy look awesome. Alright, so let's wrap this video up. Once again, my name is Lou. Thank you so much for checking out this video. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber viewer, thank you so much for continued likes, comments, and support. I greatly appreciate it. So, until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I will see you at the next one. Alright, later.